What is going on, guys? This is your brother from the better side of the neighborhood, Foreign, and today I am bringing you a class setup video in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, before I get into this, these are just my personal preferences. A lot of people use a lot of different classes, but these are usually what I just use as Search and Destroy. This is going to only be a Search and Destroy class setup video. I might go down for like Uplink, CTF. Well, Uplink and CTF really have the same classes, so I'll probably just make one for both of those. And then Hardpoint's completely different because there's so many other ways that you can play it. Anyways, let's get right into it. First off is the VMP class that is basically just only a weapon. Now, I do have Dead Silence and Blast Suppressor on each of these because I like to play super aggressive, and so if I just start sprinting at anybody without Dead Silence or jump at anybody without Blast Suppressor, they're going to hear me and then they're going to immediately pre-fire the corner or whatever. But yeah, I don't really use long barrel because, in all honesty, I don't think long barrel makes that big of a difference for me because my internet connection isn't that good. So most of the time it is a 4-shot or 6-shot, depending on the distance. I'm not really going to challenge people at a regular 6-shot range, but anyways, like my accuracy is good enough so that I could get a 6-shot kill within a 4-shot kill range without like having any disadvantage in the gunfight, or rather just walking away from the gunfight with the same results. Next are going to be the 3 M8 classes that I usually use in Search. Now, all of these are basically the same, just the perk switch. Now, this is what I will usually use if I'm going to be running something more aggressive of a specialist ability, which would more likely be Heatwave or Camo or Overdrive. Because I don't normally run a sub, I usually run an AR because I play a hybrid support role. But yeah, I use Reflex. You can really change any of that. I can use Elo or Reflex. It just like kind of goes with what I'm feeling right then. Long barrel, you can easily swap this out for just not having anything and then running like an attachment on your secondary. You could run a stun, you can run a nade, you can get rid of your, what is it, perk 1 in secondary, and then you can add on something else. You can get rid of your dead silence, add on something else. It really doesn't matter what you would do. I mean, I used to run quick draw because it was really reaction time, and that was before I knew like every line of sight in the game, and that's what I usually run quick draw unless I know all the lines of sight in the game. But then afterwards, I would usually just jump in and run long barrel because then I can easily pre-aim. If you saw the 3v3 video, then you know that I know which areas to cover, which ways to pre-aim, which corners to watch, and everything. RK5 really because it's the best secondary in the game for non-respawn. Whenever I'm on a respawn, like I'll go ahead and put this in another video, but I'll say it right now. Whenever I'm running a respawn, I will switch to the RK5 simply because, you know, you're going to most likely be running into more than one person, and the RK5 is more of a one-on-one gunfight. Now, this is an M8 overclock class. Usually I'll run this for the first 3 rounds of the game, and then if I'm like tending to not do well when I'm not playing aggressive, because this class doesn't really allow me to play aggressive, then I'll usually just switch to the Afterburner class. But this is if I'm running a specialist like Heatwave that takes, I think, about 6 or 7 kills to get. But yeah, that way it goes down to 5, and even then I don't even have to take that long to get it, so I'll probably have it by the 4th or 5th round, and then I'll get Heatwave probably twice in a single game. If I end up getting 12 kills, I'll probably get it 3 times in a game. And then there's the Flak Jacket class, which you guys should already know. You're going to normally be running against people who are better than you in UMGs or of equal skill. And so you're going to want to make sure that you're prepared for score streaks if they are enabled. Now, what I would normally do is run Tac Mask or Blast Suppressor, because really this is like my least aggressive class, because then you can pull back so much due to the fact that you're wearing Flak Jacket. But if they are using stuns, then I would normally just run this kind of class setup, because I don't jump around that much in Search and Destroy unless it's like on fringe, and then you know the train wall run that you get when you're on offensive spawn. You just wall run along that and you peek over at the rock, and then you jump all the way back down, and then you go through a little room. That's one of the routes that I run, and I'll show you SnD routes for fringe that I use in a minute, but, well, not in a minute, but probably in another video. But yeah, that's normally the most laid back class, and then here's the most aggressive class that I would usually run if I was playing objective or support in Search and Destroy. VMP, Grip, and Quick Draw, because I don't normally need stock, and I don't know what I would do without Grip on the VMP, because they nerf the recoil. I mean, they nerf the recoil so much that it's so much greater than it used to be at the very start of the game that I honestly could not go without using Grip. And then, of course, you have your nade and your stun. You can take the nade off, put on another stun. You can take those off. You can put on like long barrel, but then again, this is like a nade class. You take these off, add on another nade. You do that. You take off danger close, frag, trophy, afterburner. You put on flak and run a concussion. Really, this is like the most malleable class, which means that you could adjust it in so many ways and it would still work out just fine. This is personally my favorite setup simply because I'm a really aggressive player, and so I could like stun them off of a head glitch or pre-nade them off of the start, like on Fringe. I'll just keep using Fringe as an example. When you spawn on offense, you can go Z's, and then you can go on a wall run while kicking the grenade, and then you can throw it onto their side truck, and then it will usually get up. It will either get one kill, or it will seriously tag them up if they have flak jacket, but that's only if they play mid. A lot of teams will usually give up mid and then like devote themselves to the bomb sites, because not many teams rush through mid unless you're somebody like Rise Nation. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button if it really like helps you in any way. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.